All right, so someday I hope to become governor of Connecticut. I don't plan on this being anytime soon. I see it as a long pathway to get there. I'm not even started in my local politics yet. That's probably not going to start for a couple of years at least. I'm waiting for my daughter to be a little bit older. She's still a kid, kind of, so I want to enjoy my time with her to the max. But anyways, someday hopefully I'll be able to get there. And in the meantime, I converted this channel from a GameStop support channel to this, and what I want to do is just talk about my ideas, my policies I'd enact, etc., and kind of just have a long-term campaign going. So, I've already given an introduction, and I've given two ideas that I would have that I would implement as governor. So now today, I want to talk about my third idea, which again has to do with taxes. The first two had to do with taxes. It was property tax and it was auto tax. Now I just want to talk about taxes in general. So if I someday become governor, there's two things that I want to do. One is I'm going to eliminate the state income tax. Granted, that's not going to help your payout that great because there's still going to be federal and Medicare and if you have 401k deductions and all this. But it's a little bit. It's something that I can do to help alleviate a little bit of the burden of what comes out of your paycheck against your will every week or bi-weekly or whatever you're paid. This is something I didn't know how to approach this. At first I thought I'd make this to Connecticut residents exclusively, meaning like if you're from Massachusetts or Rhode Island, you'd still have the tax come out of your check like it currently is. But then I thought about it and I was like, why do I want to do that? I don't. First off, the tax is usually much less if you're an out-of-stater, so it's not like we're going to be getting a lot of money if we maintain that, so we'll just get rid of it for that reason. And the other reason I thought was we don't want to, scare off potential good help to work in our state because we tax them, and, I don't know, they see it as, unfair. Oh, these Connecticut residents get a discount, but we don't, or something. I don't know. So just keep it all on the same page. No more Connecticut income tax. Whether you're in-state or out-of-state, you don't have to worry about it. The second thing that I'd like to do with taxes is on sales tax. So currently we're at 6.35%, which I don't know off the top of my head when this jumped up, but it used to be just 6%. And then, they didn't feel like they were ripping us off enough, so they had to increase it another 0.35%. And that 6% was forever. It was my whole entire life as a kid, plus up to adulthood. I mean, I'm pretty sure this changed as I was an adult, maybe in my young 20s or something. So, one, I don't think there's really a need for it to go up to 6.35. What was that for? What has gotten better or something with more tax money going to the state? Nothing. Everything's exactly the same. So, they're just ripping us off to just waste it on other stupid nonsense. And two, I don't even think 6% was necessary. I say this because Massachusetts used to be 5%. Now I think they're 6% or even worse than us, 6.5% or something. I don't know. They're in the same ballpark as us, but they used to be 5%. We were 6%. And I mean, I guess the trade-off would be that Massachusetts is a little bigger and their population's more, so they can afford a lower tax rate because they're getting more in just by default with all the people and stuff. Plus, I'm sure there's a lot of people from Connecticut that shop in Mass. I mean, at least I know I have. We've always lived close to the Mass border, so we actually do more shopping in Mass than we actually do Connecticut. So there's probably that as well. But regardless, my plan would be to drop the the sales tax down to 5% as a start. I just want to see what that would do. Obviously, I'd have a good team of accountants and all this on hand, so they would be able to keep me up to date on everything. And if they couldn't do the job right, I'll do it myself then. I'm pretty good with numbers. I do have 3 degrees, like I've already told you in the introductory video, so whatever. I can't find people that'll handle it for me, I'll do it myself. But yeah, so we'll start at 5%, see what happens there. I mean, technically, this is lowering it back to where, lowering it from where it is now, and then cutting that down as well. Getting it back to the 6 and cutting that. And we'll see how it goes. Who knows? Maybe that's even too egregious. Maybe the waste is just so ridiculous that we don't even need 5%. And I can drop it to 4 or 3% or 3 3/8 or something. Whatever the case is, we're going to figure it out. Maybe we can be like New Hampshire and just straight up get rid of it. I don't know. So, those are 2 things that I would do. Get rid of the income tax and reduce the sales tax. So yeah, that's idea number 3. And I hope you stick around for my journey and come to hear more of what I have to say.